Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gundam News. And the big thing this week is again the Gundam Seed Freedom movie, because they finally announced the American premiere. March 31st in New York's Japan Society and LA's Regal LA Live. And the good news for people preferring subs over dubs, both premieres will be subbed. But the premieres are definitely not equal, because in LA, we've got Soichiro Hoshi, the voice of Kira Yamato, Rie Tanaka, the voice of Lacus Clyne, Stephanie Shea, the English voice of Lacus Clyne, and Michael Sinterniklas, producer of the English version, showing up to greet the people watching the movie. Meanwhile, in New York, the special guests are Alison Leigh Rosenfield, the English voice of Luna Maria, and a video of Mitsuo Fukuda, the director. And so because of this, there is also a price difference. Standard tickets for LA are $50, while standard New York tickets are only $40. And also included in this price is a commemorative pass, a lanyard, a shopper bag, and a Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice paper headband. Or you can go for the premium tickets, which are $140 for LA and $130 for New York. So, what does this extra $90 get you? All of the standard stuff, a commemorative foil art print, an illustration card, and a box standard high-grade Strike Freedom, the one from Gundam Seed Destiny that was released over 7 years ago. So, the thing is, if you're a big Gundam Seed fan who goes to watch this movie, there's even a good chance you have this thing already. So, it kind of baffles me that they didn't include one or two for that price of the limited edition kits that they were selling in Japan at the movie theaters, like the high-grade Rising Freedom Gundam. So for LA, they absolutely nailed the guest lineup. The standard tickets are nice, but they definitely could have done better with the premium tickets. And then one day later, you can watch the English dub for $30 in New York. And then for that price, you do only get the movie tickets. No bonus items or special guests. And tickets for all 3 dates will go up for sale on March 11th. Meanwhile, in Japan then, the movie just continues raking in the cash as it enters its 7th week. And viewers who go there this week will get this Gundam Seed Freedom ballpoint pen. And tickets also went live to watch the movie at the Midland Square Cinema Film Festival on the 20th and the 23rd, which is like the deal where you can watch the movie with concert-grade sound systems. And Gundam Seed Freedom wasn't the only movie that got some special screenings. From March the 8th until the 19th, the Zeta Gundam A New Translation Trilogy will be shown daily at the Aeon Cinema Toyota Kitara, with viewers receiving these postcards done by Kazuhisa Kondo as a bonus. And on March the 16th, Char's Counterattack will be shown at the Niigata International Animation Film Festival, with Yoshiyuki Tono himself and Yutaka Izubushi appearing on stage as special guests. On the Gunpla front then, thanks to a review by Linkle Planet, we got an early look at the high-grade Destroy Gundam and its giant box. If you want to see the whole thing, I will have it linked down below. And what we can also gawk at is the official image of the box art of this beauty. I'll take 3. Somewhat less exciting then are the 2 new Gundam base kits that were announced, both of which will be hitting the Gundam base shelves on the 9th. The clear Master Grade Aegis for 5,610 yen, around 40 US, which is literally just that, a clear version of the Master Grade Aegis, and the Action Base 7 Gundam Seed Freedom Image Clear Color for 1,100 yen, which is around 7 to 8 US. But the cool thing about this one is that it's not just a clear color version. It does also come with an extra sheet of marking stickers with the emblems for Orb, Omni, Terminal, Zaft, the Foundation, and Compass. And as you can see, they're also in varying sizes, so that is a cool extra. On the figure front then, things did get a lot more exciting, with the announcement of the Metal Robot Spirits Shiranui Akatsuki Gundam Seed Freedom version. More details will be unveiled at a later date, but I can already tell you that with that very pretty golden finish, it's also going to cost you a very pretty penny. So, you might want to start saving up money yesterday. What we do have all the details for then are the Robot Spirits Rig Diaz Quattro Begina colors and the Rig Diaz standard colors. They both go for 9,900 yen each, around 70 US, and unlike what you might be expecting, they do have a few more differences than just their color scheme. The accessories are slightly different. What they have in common are the two beam pistols, beam saber, normal beam saber effect part, slashing beam saber effect part, clay bazooka, and a bunch of hand options with a piece to store them on. Char's Quattro's Rig Diaz then has a beam effect for one of the beam pistols and two thruster effect parts for the shoulders, whereas the standard Rig Diaz comes with an effect part for the bazooka and thrusters for the legs. Well, thrust effect parts for the legs. And the release date is also slightly different. July for Quattro and August for the standard one. And I will have both linked down below because they are standard releases. And in addition to these new things, we also got some standard reissues, which will therefore also be linked down below. The Robot Spirits Strike Gundam in June, Mega Cat Project Mobile Suit Nyandam, Earth Federation and Xeon versions in August, and then also in August, a slightly different version of the Cosmo Fleet Valkyrie from Gundam The Origin. The new version goes for 8,460 yen, which is around 60 US, and now comes with a more weathered look and also water slide decals. But otherwise it is the same as the older release, meaning that it still has the rotating mega particle cannons, a removable Komusai, and 4 in-scale Zakus, one of which can be placed inside of that Komusai. On the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Gaplant Ingrid Zero Custom has joined the fray, and in the global version of UC Engage, the UR Vargul Gundam Head and UR Yuta Kashim have become available as event unit assemblies, and the Moon over Moon Moon event has gone live, which will allow you to get the UR Theta Plus, UR Saphira Gardener, and more. And in other news, the different pre-order bonuses for the Witch from Mercury Festival Blu-ray have been announced, which also gave us these really cute illustrations. And Honda has announced that they'll be showing off Gundam Seed Freedom collaboration motorcycles at their Honda Motorcycle Show 2024, which will take place in Osaka from the 15th to the 17th, in Tokyo from the 22nd to the 24th, and in Nagoya from the 5th of April to the 7th of April. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 4th, FW Converge Plus 4 was released, with the plus meaning that these are either bigger units or units with more accessories, which therefore also have a slightly higher price tag. For 1,298 yen, 9 US, there's the Avalanche Exia, GPO2, Titania, Rosen Zulu, or expansion set with some accessories for every unit. The dash parts for the Avalanche Exia, a beam saber and vernier parts for the GPO2, 6 beam sabers and 4 sub-arms for the Titania, and extended arms with stands for the Rosen Zulu. On the 5th then, you could try your luck for this Miorine second season ending version prize figure. She comes with a stand that allows you to display her upright, which is actually not the right way, or upside down, so you can mimic the ending scene with the Suletta prize figure. And as with all these prize figures, she will no doubt soon become available through regular Japanese hobby stores. The Suletta figure that she can be paired with can currently be bought from Hobbling Japan for 2,700 yen, 18 US, and is linked down below. And on the same day, you could also get this wireless Haro Chi charger, which also comes with a pink USB-C cable and a magazine that is all about Gundam Seed Freedom. The charger lights up pink when it's charging something, and orange/red when it's on standby. And the set goes for 3,575 yen, 24 US. And then finally today, 2 more prize figures came up for grabs at Japanese arcades. The slightly uncanny looking Miorine Q-Posket figure, and the pretty accurate looking Aina Sahalin figure, where she's running around with her pilot suit unzipped. And since there was no reading material to go over, it's already on to this week's apparel news, where Strict G kicked things off on the 1st with 2 collaboration collections. First up, we have another collaboration with Alpha Industries, this time to bring us Gundam Seed Freedom inspired MA1 Natus jackets. The available designs are Kira Yamata Blue and Orphe Lamtau Black. They go for 41,800 yen each, 278 US, and by buying them from P Bandai or a Strict G store in Japan, you'll also get an acrylic stand of the matching character wearing their jacket. And then in collaboration with Nishikawa Shoroku Shoten, they put up some more really nice Gundam Seed Freedom items up for sale. There's a replica of RS Fan for 4,950 yen, 33 US, a fan with a really cool Japanese art-inspired image of the Infinite Justice Type 2 and Strike Freedom Type 2 for 5,500 yen, 37 US, and then for 5,830 yen, 39 US, you can get that image of the Strike Freedom Type 2 on a white t-shirt, or the image of the Infinite Justice Gundam Type 2 on a black t-shirt. The fans are slated for an April 27th release, and the t-shirts were released on the 2nd. And on the 6th then, pre-orders began for 2 more collaborations. One with Nanga and another one with Jam Homemade. The theme of the Nanga collaboration is Char's Counterattack, giving us a white New Gundam or black Sazabi t-shirt for 7,150 yen a pop, 48 US, and an Axis blanket for 11,000 yen, 74 US, all slated for a March 16th release. And the theme of the Jam Homemade collaboration is Zeta Gundam, giving us this really nice and fancy looking Zeta Gundam Waverider necklace for 22,000 yen, 148 US, and a silver Zeta Gundam Silver Hyakushiki or Golden Hyakushiki ring for 27,500 yen, 186 US. And while the Hyakushiki looks really good, whether you go for the silver or the golden version, I can't help but feel that the Zeta Gundam's head looks melted. Like, I get why they did the V-fin the way they did, but that doesn't mean that I think it looks good. But if you do want one, they are slated for an April release. And from Bankore, we of course also get some more Gundam Seed Freedom things. For 3,850 yen, 26 US, there's a Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam t-shirt. For 3,300 yen, 22 US, there's a tapestry with the Rising Freedom Gundam, Immortal Justice Gundam, Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, Infinite Justice Gundam Type 2, Destiny Gundam Spec 2, Lunamaria's Gelgook Menace, Agnes's Gyan Strom, Dual Blitz Gundam, or Lightning Buster Gundam. And for 880 yen, 6 US, you can get those same designs on an acrylic keychain. And all of these Freedom items are slated for an April release. On the same day then, you could also pre-order this Light Up in the Dark Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode t-shirt. It goes for 4,180 yen, 28 US, and will be shipping out in May. And finally, on Tuesday, you could pre-order these Gundam 00 Gundam Meister uniform inspired pouches. And, well, my first thought when I saw these was body bag, because it's literally a bag in the shape of their upper torso. And for 5,500 yen, 37 US, you can get Setsuna's body, Lock-On's body, Tieria's body, or Alleluia's body. And they'll be Gundam Meistering their way to you in April. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. Because the 4th of March is Scarf Day in Japan apparently, Gundam.info wanted to know, which Gundam character do we think is the most particular about scarves? So, in other words, who's your favorite character with a scarf? Top was last with 3.6%, which is not surprising because I'm pretty sure we all remember her for different reasons. Jarrett was third with 13.6%, Frau second with 28.2%, and Makuve won with 54.5%. Making this his first and only victory ever. Now, of course, I'm not going to say that this poll was rigged in Makuve's favor because we have no direct evidence that this poll was rigged, but what I will say is that there are some things that might lead certain people to believe that this poll is rigged in Makuve's favor. Because they didn't include several really popular characters who are also quite particular about scarves, I would say. People like Master Asia, who could defeat mobile suits with scarves, Setsuna Fsei, Ayame, and so forth. So one might even say that the only logical conclusion is to say this poll is rigged in Makuve's favor. But I would, of course, never officially say that. So, moving on to the currently ongoing poll. With the upcoming release of the Figureize Standard Avatar Fumina, Gundam.info wants to know what our favorite Fumina variant is. The original Super Fumina Titans Maid version, Command Fumina, or Winning Fumina. And what I find funny this time around is that the Twitter and the main website version are in agreement on their ranking, with Super Fumina being first, followed by Winning Fumina, Titans Fumina, and Command Fumina, but the percentages vary widely. On Twitter, they're pretty much already set in stone, with the only real competition being between Winning Fumina and Titans Fumina, with 23.4% and 26.7% respectively. But on Gundam.info, the first and second place and third and fourth place have almost the same amount of votes, so really anything can still happen there. So if you want to cast your vote, I'll of course have the links to them down below. As for the one I voted for, obviously I went for the Super Fumina Titans Maid version. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.